George, the boxing genius. Well, I'm talking about boxing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yo, man, this is your boxing genius from SBNboxing.com, man. Here today to give you a little bit about the latest what's going on in the boxing world out there, Subscribe, man, if you want to listen to all this gossip, all this bullshit that I talk. And, plus Kenneth Let's Speak Boxing, my son, along with Chino Sanchez, along with Clyde, sometimes the Godfather. But anyway, I really don't know where to start off at, because this past weekend, from this past weekend till today, there's been a lot of gossip, a lot of talk, a lot of bullshit, as we all know. You had Amir Khan taking on the likes of Chris Algieri, which was a cherry-picked boxer by Manny Pacquiao previously. And, it surprised me because Chris Algieri did give Amir Khan a little ways to go. Some people out there even talked about that Chris Algieri won the fight, and that's a bunch of bullshit, okay? Amir Khan won that fight, But after the fight, Amir Khan did call out Floyd Mayweather, What I've been hearing and shit going on this week is that the fight may take place. It might go on, It might just take place, even though Amir Khan is in this Muslim, festivities and the holidays, which I think going to be over July the 17th. And he says he has enough time to train and get ready for the September fight. Hey, that's something to see, man. Let's see what happens, But anyway, the likes is that Floyd Mayweather Sr. says that, hey, he's going to be a pushover. It's going to be a run through the park, because he feels as though Mayweather is going to run him over. And guess what? I said in my last video, that Chris Algieri, to me, exposed a little bit about Amir Khan. Amir Khan is not really too defensive-wise as far as that overhand right. And Chris Algieri does not have too much power. A little bit more like Mayweather. Hey, you could put him down on his knees and buckle him and put him down to the floor. Those are one of the things that I could see that Mayweather looked at and say, shit, I could take on this fool. I was afraid of him. He ain't going to be nothing, But anyway, that's something to see, But Amir Khan could give Mayweather still some problems as far as his footwork and his speed, definitely. Do not go and tell the world that you're going to throw 900 punches like Manny Pacquiao said he trained for, and the motherfucker didn't even throw 300, the way I see it. So, that's the way you're going to beat Mayweather. You got to throw so many fucking punches that you don't give him a chance to think of what he's going to do, But let's see what happens. I would love that fight to take place, We could talk about this later on. But we also had this weekend a guy by the name of Kell Brook taking on, excuse me, I laugh. You know why I laugh? Because in my last video, excuse me for a minute here. In my last video, I talked about Kell Brook taking on Frankie Gavin, the singer. I say the singer because it's from the old school. But anyway, and a lot of people just laughed and said, you crazy. But anyway, Kell Brook taking on Frankie Gavin, Who the fuck is Frankie Gavin? You take on before a guy who makes yo-yo dance. You take on now a Frankie Gavin. Frankie Gavin's first loss, if you guys look at it, Frankie Gavin's first loss was to a guy by the name of Leonard Bundu. You guys know Bundu, who fought Keith one-time Thurman. The guy's 40 years old. He lost on a split decision to Bundu. So now he gets a shot at Kell Brook. And then Eddie Hearn, the promoter from Kell Brook, is saying that he wants Amir Khan. Amir Khan is petrified. And Floyd Mayweather is petrified. Petrified of what, dude? What the fuck has Kell Brook done? I keep saying this shit over and over and over again. Kell Brook fought a Sean Porter, man, and beat him on a motherfucking split decision. So what the hell are you talking to me about? Petrified Amir Khan and petrified Floyd Mayweather. Dude, I'll tell you what. Take on the likes of Keith one-time Thurman, who fought Bundu, and Bundu beat Gavin, and you beat Gavin, and you guys go back and forth and see what happens, you know. And as a matter of fact, you know, I even thought about it today, because Saturday, before the Cotto fight, at around noon, PBC, again, you know, Premier Boxing Champions, which they have good-ass boxing. At 12 o'clock noon on NBC, they're going to throw a boxing card out there for us, you know. And I didn't know that. I said, damn, I'll be damn, at 12 o'clock noon. That means I'm going to start drinking Coors like that early. But anyway, you know, Clyde and I are going to be here, you know, probably Kenneth they speak boxing, which I doubt it because he's out in Chicago. But anyway, you know, I have a guy that maybe Mr. Kell Brook could take on, man. A guy that will be a big challenge for you. A guy that has fought Mayweather. A guy that has fought Keith one-time Thurman. A guy that's fighting Saturday. His name is Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Once the fight happens Saturday, Mr. Kell Brook, Mr. Ed Hearns, the promoter, why don't you go invite Mr. the Ghost Guerrero to have a fight with Kell Brook? There you can demonstrate what you want to demonstrate. Hey, the Ghost is an excellent contender. He's fought the likes of Mayweather. And he's fought the likes of one-time Thurman, you know, Keith Thurman. He's only lost 3 times, man. He's only lost 3 times, the Ghost. So he's not a pushover for you, Kell Brook, if you think you all that. He is not a pushover, okay? He lost to Mayweather. And he lost to Keith one-time Thurman. And before that, he lost to some fucking dude by the name of Diaz, Gamil Diaz, and some split decision or some shit happened. And then he came back and he got a reround match with him, and he knocked him the fuck out. So the Ghost Guerrero is not no joke, Mr. Brook. So if you want to go out there and show the people that maybe you could take on one time a Floyd Mayweather, a Pacquiao, and Amir Khan in the welterweight division, well, you know what? Even a Marcus Maidana, go out there and fight Mr. Ghost Guerrero after Saturday night's fight, because the Ghost is taking on a guy by the name of Aaron Martinez, if I'm not mistaken. The Ghost, to me, is an excellent fighter, man. You know, he was inactive for a while, but he's coming back. And he's going to come back now that Floyd is gone and Pacquiao is going to be gone. The Ghost is somebody not to be played with. And he's 32 years old, but he might have 2 or 3 years left in him, you know. Then we also have the likes of Angulo fighting on Premier Boxing Channel, that card. And we also have the likes of this guy, what's his name? Vic Van Donchidian, I think that's his name. And, you know, so it's going to be a pretty good, you know, boxing card there that night. At 12 o'clock noon, start getting ready for the big one, which is going to be Mr. Miguel Cotto from Puerto Rico, where I'm from, taking on the likes of Daniel Geale, okay, at the middleweight division. But I would not say the middleweight division because, again, Mr. Cotto, who won the lineal champion at 160 against Sergio Martinez, excuse me again, at 160, taking on Sergio Martinez. He hasn't fought since then. So Cotto's going to be approximately 1 year since his last fight, which was with Sergio. He beat him under 160. And Sergio eventually was a little bit beat up. You know, Sergio is not Sergio Martinez the way I know him, the way you guys know him, the way the boxing world really knows Sergio Martinez. That's why Freddie Roach, smart man, he picked him. But anyway, you know, and Cotto now, you know, that's his title. He calls the shots, and he tells them what he wants. And you know what he wants, you know, and that's something that I do not like, you know. I respect Cotto. Again, he's Boricua, Puerto Rican like myself. My heart goes out to him. I feel proud and gracious and a lot of pride within me to say that Cotto is the first Puerto Rican that has won 4 different titles in 4 different weight classes. And he could be about the third. I think he might be the third Latin American person that has done that, because if I'm not mistaken, I think the first one was Eric Morales. Remember Eric Morales from the old school, man. Eric Morales was nobody to play with from Mexico. Him and Beretta always, they had 3 wars. They went at it. I think Eric Morales started at 126. And then you also had the likes of Jorge Arce. Jorge Arce was not another nice joke from Mexico also. Jorge Arce was also another Mexican, Latin American 4 times. So, Mexico has 3. And the likes of now Marquez. From Puerto Rico, you got now Miguel Cotto. You had 3 by the likes of Bazooka, Gomez. But anyway, and Tito. But anyway, now you got the likes of Cotto. But there's one thing, that I get the ass about. I love boxing. I keep telling people, I love boxing. Love boxing. But there's a lot of shit that's going on that I do not like, man. This catchweight shit. A champion at 160, Cotto. If you won the title at 160 and you beat Sergio Martinez at 160, come on, man. Let's cut this bullshit out. Your title does not have a 157. It doesn't have a 160 either. But it's called the middleweight championship belt. Not 157 championship belt. 160, which is the middleweight. Okay. If you're looking for an advantage, I do understand that. But guess what? It could also work the other way around. 3 pounds is not a whole, well, it is. But Daniel Geale says that ain't no problem for him. And Daniel Geale has fought the likes of one guy you've been dodging, Cotto, which we all know, which is Triple G. And he's 160. And Daniel Geale fought him at 160. He got knocked the fuck out, as we all know. But, Cotto, you in for a big test. You're in for a big test. My heart goes out to you. I give you credit because you got a lot of heart, a lot of fucking balls to go out there from 147, 140, 147, 154, and 160 and go up and beat the champ. At least you had the fucking dignity, respect, and balls to do that, because FMJ calls himself TBE. He says, go and fight Mr. Triple G or somebody at 160, man. You don't even fight somebody at 154, as a matter of fact. And let me stop right there. It's another fucking video. But, I have a feeling that Cotto's going to have some problems. I would want him to win the fight, which I expect him to win the fight. But it's not going to be fucking easy. Daniel Geale is a 160 middleweight. He is not a small guy. That's a natural middleweight. Cotto is a small middleweight. Barely fought there. 160. That's why he's inviting the guy down to a catchweight at 157. The way I see this fight, ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls and kids all over the world, in the boxing world, I think that it's going to be a split decision here. And it might be close. Cotto's lucky that Geale does not have any knockout power. But you never know, man, how the ball rolls. I just hope Freddie Roach has something up his sleeve in his pocket this time for Cotto. Cotto's one of those guys that we all know, you got Mayweather 1, you got Canelo 2, you barely have Pacquiao now that he lost to Mayweather, the big boxing attraction 3. So you got Cotto and Pacquiao fighting there. 1, 2 for the third position, you know, the way I see it. If Cotto wins this fight, he'll take over the third position as far as, you know, boxing attraction. You'll still have Mayweather, Canelo, and then you'll have Cotto. But then Cotto has to fight the likes of number 2, which is Canelo. And that's where the problem comes in for Cotto, the way I see it. Okay. He first has to get by Daniel Geale before he even thinks about Canelo. And don't even fucking think about Triple G. You put that motherfucker out your picture, you know, just leave it the fuck alone. Let some other fool, like maybe Kid Chocolate, you know, Quillen, you know, or somebody, or even him taking on Carl Froch, because he's thinking about that. And I would love for him to go up to 168 and face Carl. I really would. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, kids all over the world. That's funny, man. I got a new saying. No, I don't. You know, I just want to say to you guys, you know, salute. Cotto, good luck on Saturday night's fight. We'll see you. We'll see what happens, man. God bless you guys. Love you guys. And be good, man. This is your Boxing Genius. And don't forget to subscribe, man. Subscribe. See you guys.